Hello and welcome everyone, it's Capcan and today we are looking at our Preservation Evoker talent tree from coming in Dragonflight quite soon already, so yeah, I'm definitely hyped up for the expansion itself. For Evoker, I don't really know, we're gonna look at it, we're gonna see it, we're gonna test it, and then I'm gonna say if it's good for my own taste. Yeah, and then I'm gonna be quite more serious about it, but for now let's look at the talent tree. Let's see if the things are looking cool or not. Echo, 2 essence and 1.7 base mana cost, 1.5 seconds cast time, 30 years range. Wrap an ally with temporal energy, healing them for 120% of spell power and causing your next non-echo healing spell to cast an additional time on that ally for at 70% of normal healing, which is quite good for your single target. Dream Breath, 4%, 4.5% of base mana, channel 2.5 seconds cast time, yeah, so you can stack it up, 35 seconds cooldown. Inhale, gathering the power of the dream, releases to exhale, healing 5 injured allies in a 30 yards cone in front of you. So on first stage it heals you for 2 multiplied by 127% of spell power and incurs a 35 seconds cooldown. Second stage, as you can see, we got additional 0.25% base multiplier for our spell power, and then it incurs 30 seconds cooldown. And for third part, it's additional 0.25 seconds on top of the previous ones, with in terms of your scaling, and minus 5 seconds cooldown as well, which is definitely quite interesting interaction. So yeah, if you don't need to cast anything else, if you want lesser cooldown on that ability, if you wanted to hit a little bit more hard on your allies and heal them a little bit better, then you probably want to stack it up, channel it up and stuff like that. Reversion, 2.5 of base mana, instant, 1 charge, 9 seconds recharge rate, repair an ally's injuries, healing them for 200 of spell power over 12 seconds. Okay, that's our hot. When reversion critically heals, its duration is extended by 2 seconds. Okay, so I guess with every tick it can extend the duration. Quite cool. Let's go with probably this part. Rewind, 5% of base mana, instant, 4 minutes recharge. Ooh, 1 charge. Rewind, 50% of damage taken in the last 5 seconds by all allies. Oh, that was rewind was part of this. Rewind, 50% of damage taken in the last 5 seconds by all allies within 4 yards, always heals for at least spell power multiplied by some numbers. Healing increased by 100% when not in raid, so to make it a more powerful ability for... That's interesting way of healing your target, of course, giving them back their health in terms of all this time mechanics and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty cool. Then time dilation, instant 1 minute cooldown, so quite less of a cooldown, probably not as strong as well. 2% of base mana cost. Stretch time around an ally for the next 8 seconds, causing 50% of damage they would take to instead be dealt over 8 seconds. So that's basically your monk passive damage mitigation, just on top of other classes, other your allies, which is quite cool. Seems very interesting, as it can as you can play with it and stuff. Essence Burst, Living Flame has a 20% chance to make your next essence ability free. Alright, so procs. Essence Burst stacks 2 times. Again, something similar to your damage talent tree. Temporal Compression. Each cast of a bronze spell causes your next empower spell to reach maximum level in 5% less time, stacking up to 4 times. So it's gonna be way faster for you to cast channelable spells with this gradation of stuff that it gets on. Spirit Bloom, yes. 3.8% base mana cost, channel 2.5 seconds, again stackable, 30 seconds cooldown, I'm sorry. Divert spiritual energy, healing an ally for 500% of spell power. That's for 2.5 seconds. which is quite powerful. Splits to injured allies within 30 yards when empowered. Heals one ally with first thing, heals a second ally with second like stack. Heals a third ally with it splits. So probably if you want have big chunky heal on like single target, you can just go with pretty fast tap. Alright, let's go with this part, I guess. Emerald Communion, a channeled 5 seconds cast time, 3 minutes cooldown. Okay, so 3 minutes cooldown, you probably want to channel it as much as you can. Commune with the Emerald Dream, restoring 20% health and 2% mana every 1 second for 5 seconds, which means 100% health and 10% mana. Overhealing is transferred to a nearby injured ally, castable while stunned, feared, or silenced. Oh man, that's very powerful, and that's very good for PvP. Then we have either Empath, Spirit Bloom increases your essence regeneration rate by 100% for 8 seconds, okay, or Spiritual Clarity, Spirit Bloom's cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. Oh, yeah, to reduce the cooldown by 10 seconds seems kind of very good. Fluttering Seedings. Emerald Blossom sends out one flying seeding when it bursts, healing allies up to 30 yards away for 54% of spell power, and then it goes up to what? 2 flying seeding. Okay. Then we have Exhilarating Burst. Each time you gain Essence Burst, your critical healing is increased by 15% for 10 seconds, and then it goes up to 30%. So yeah, you want to have more crit strike chance. Then Dreamwalker, you are able to move while communing with the dream. Oh, alright. Our Rush of Vitality. Emerald Communion, so that's like your Emerald Communion. Communion with a dream. Yeah. So here you have to stay still and like heal yourself and stuff. But how does it work when you're feared? When you're feared, you're like not standing still. Probably you still can use it. And here you're able to move. And then we have a Rush of Vitality. Emerald Communion increases your maximum health by 20% for 15 seconds. Oh, so that's good for you to like live through bursts of damage, or maybe like for any situations, being this a PvP or PvE encounter. And like first one is just for you to be more mobile. Field of Dreams, gain a 30% chance for one of your fluttering seedlings to grow into a new Emerald Blossom. Okay. Then we have Call of Ysera as our final talent, I guess. Call of Ysera, Verdant Embrace increases the healing of your next Dream Breath by 40% or your next Living Flame by 100%. Okay, then we go with like center part. Life Giver's Flame. Fire Breath heals a nearby injured ally for 40% of damage done to up to 5 targets, which like gives you this damage to heal mechanics. Here we have Golden Hour. Reversion instantly heals the target for 15% of damage taken in the last 5 seconds. So that's our probably rewind. Yes, reversion, probably rewind. Probably for rewind, right? Or maybe not. So then we have our Time Lord. Echo replicates 25% more healing, okay, and then it goes up to 50%. Alright, Life Force Mender. Living Flame and Fire Breath deal additional damage and healing equal to 1% of your maximum health and then to 2% of your maximum health. So that's like, the beefier you are, the more you're healing as well, which is kinda interesting stuff. I don't know how it's gonna be in numbers, but still pretty cool. Life Bind. Verdant is definitely gonna be good if you're like overgeared, and it's gonna be way easier for you to heal. Well, that's like the case anytime, anyway. Life Bind. Verdant Embrace temporarily bonds your life with an ally, causing healing either of you receive to also heal the bonded partner for 40% of the amount, last 5 seconds, which is quite funny stuff that you can like place your maybe paladin seal on some target, then that target is gonna receive healing that paladin applies to another target, and you're gonna take some part of that healing to on top of yourself, but probably you're not gonna do that with all that paladin mechanics, because there's not a lot of that healing goes from there. So it's better for you to to just bond yourself with someone who you are gonna be healing. Yeah, just like kind of obvious. So that's not, man, that's not like that's not an active. Verdant Embrace temporarily bonds your life with an L. I thought like this life bind temporarily bonds your life. Okay. All right. Then with time parts. So here we had more of like I guess just straight up healing. Here we have something a little bit combined with damage, with your maximum health value, like maybe just like additional utility, and it's not like too wide in terms of that. And here we have more time parts of the talent tree. So time dilation delays 70% of damage taken, which means instead of 50%, it's better for someone to live through very big bursts of damage. Just in time dilation's cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds each time you cast an essence ability. So yeah, first one is if you need one very hard delay of damage. Second one is if you want to just make everything feel smoother on like a more general basis. Temporal Anomaly, 7.5 base mana, which is quite expensive. 1.5 seconds cast time, 6 seconds cooldown. Send forward a vortex of temporal energy, absorbing damage on 2 nearby allies every 2 seconds, lasts 6 seconds. Okay, so interesting shield, which is definitely gonna be good against especially damage over times. And yeah, it's like kinda AoE ability, and it costs quite a bunch of mana as well. Empower spells cause time to flow 5% faster for you for 10 seconds. Oh, that's like, and then it goes for 10%. So yeah, HOTS are gonna be better, but like buffs are gonna I don't know how does it work with your buffs, with your own buffs. Maybe with debuffs it's good, but with your buffs, I don't know. Maybe your cooldowns are gonna be as well. They're gonna be like cooldown themselves faster at 10%. Choose one. Resonating Sphere. Temporal Anomaly applies Echo at 30% effectiveness to allies it heals. Okay, kind of like very good. Very good. It's free of like your essence, and it's just free healing on like 2 targets. And it's very mana efficient, because the skill itself is not really mana efficient probably. Yeah. Nosdormu Stitchings. Temporal Anomaly shields 1 additional target each time it pulses, and that's for you to have more uptime of shields on different targets. First part looks quite more effective. Yeah, feels good to play your Echo, man. Then Punctuality. Reversion has 2 charges. Okay. Oh, reversion, that's what our reversion. Repair an ally's injuries, healing them over 12 seconds when reversion critical heals. Oh, yeah, so that was... Reversion instantly heals the target for 15%. That's why it was like on 1 target. It wasn't revive, it was this one. Yeah, I'm sorry. Now let's go with the last part, I guess. Choose one. Erase... either Eraser or Erasure, probably Erasure. Rewind has 2 charges, but its healing is reduced by 50%. So Rewind is our like big beefy cooldown with 2 charges. It may be like crucial in some parts if you're progressing the raids. Then Temporal Artificer. Rewind's cooldown is reduced by 60 seconds. Rewind's cooldown is reduced. Oh, and even or more uptime, which is probably generally gonna be way better on M+. And Rewind having 2 charges, maybe it's a little bit better for like your raids and some situations like that. Energy Loop. Disintegrate deals 20% more damage and generates 7,050 mana over its duration. Okay. Then we have Time of Need. 2 minutes cooldown, but it's passive. When you or your ally fail below 20% health, a version of yourself enters your timeline and heals them for 309% of spell power. Your alternate self continues healing for 8 seconds before returning to their timeline. May only occur once 90 seconds, and it says 2 minutes cooldown, 90 seconds. Yeah, so that's like cheat death ability for you or your ally, which is quite cool. Timeless Magic Reversion, and it's passive as well. Timeless Magic Reversion, time dilation and echo lasts 15% longer. Oh, quite good. One more talent here, and it goes up to 30% longer. And then stasis, 4% of base mana, 1.5 minutes cooldown, instant, causes your next 3 helpful spells to be duplicated and stored in a time lock. You may reactivate stasis anytime within 30 seconds to quickly unleash their magic. 3 had to be duplicated and stored. Oh, you may reactivate stasis in any time within 30 seconds to quickly. So you can store your powerful heals in some kind of like bank. Yeah, and then when you need it in like next 30 seconds, you can unleash them. Quite cool, especially for like very big damage windowses where you're gonna need that type of stuff. Font of Magic, yeah. Your Empower spells maximum level is increased by 1, so that was the talent with our damage talent tree as well. And Grace Period, your healing is increased by 5% on targets with your Reversion. Alright, and then it goes up to 10%, so it's more like for you to use more HOTS. Cycle of Life. Every 3 Emerald Blossoms leaves behind a tiny sprout, which gathers 15% of your healing over 10 seconds. The sprout then heals allies within 30 yards, divided evenly among targets. So that's more your single target, or like, no. That's more your bursty healing, that's more your AoE passive sustained healing. Here we have our Ouroboros. For each ally healed by Emerald Blossom or Dream Breath, gain a stack of Ouroboros, increasing your next echo's direct healing by 15% and increasing its cast time by 5%, stacking up to 20 times. Okay, which is quite massive, of course. 300% efficiency and direct efficiency, and decreased cast time by like 100%. Yeah, looks kind of cool. A Call of Ysera we've saw. Power Nexus increases your maximum essence to 6, which we saw as well in the DPS talent tree. Similar talent. Spark of Insight, consuming a full temporal compression grants you essence burst. Okay. Renewing Breath. Allies healed by Dream Breath are healed for an additional 15% over 8 seconds, and then it goes for 30%. And Dreamflight. 4% base mana cost, 2 minutes cooldown, instant. Take in a deep breath and fly to the target location, healing all allies in your path for 240% of spell power immediately and 150% of spell power over 15 seconds. You are immune to movement impairing and loss of control effects while flying. Yeah, so it's not quite as obvious with your like last talent which ones what you want to take at like which situations, especially your like healer, so you don't really it's not as divided thoroughly between M+ and raiding. When do you need AoE heals and when do you need single target heals? You need both in both. And that means that, like, yeah, you have quite a big, interesting choice here, which definitely goes more into either you need bursty healing, or you need just like sustainable healing, or you need additional massive AoE cooldown with healing that gives you additional like movement impairing ability, immunity and stuff like that. So yeah, it looks kind of cool. It's definitely probably gonna play really good because you're not releasing new class feeling like shit. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a blast, and I hope, yeah, that's everything fine with you. Goodbye.